The story kicks off with a 21-year-old guy named Andy. He lost both of his parents when he was just a kid, and ever since, he's been living with his grandfather and still does to this day. Andy's done with school and now roams the streets in a big truck, selling hot dogs just like his grandpa did back in the day. But here's the thing, Andy has no real plan for his future. While his grandfather keeps pushing him to find a real job, Andy is completely trapped in his own world of vintage obsessions. He's crazy about old school stuffed typewriters, retro posters, and especially classic films from decades ago. And then there's Monica. She used to be a bombshell in bold movies and was insanely famous in her prime. Andy? He's obsessed head over heels. His room looks like a shrine, filled with Monica's pictures. He watches her videos nonstop and thinks about her constantly. His biggest dream? To meet Monica in real life even just once. Andy's life is painfully lonely, but he does have one friend, a 12-year-old boy he chats with regularly. And there's a girl who secretly has feelings for Andy, though she's never told him. Funny thing is, Andy likes her too, but he's just too shy to say anything. He keeps his feelings locked up inside. The very next day, Andy talks to his grandfather and says he wants to start a new business, but he needs money. His grandfather replies, "I don't have any." So Andy comes up with a bold idea: sell the truck. He argues that people don't even like hot dogs anymore. But this makes his grandfather furious. That truck is what keeps their home running, and Andy doesn't even have a real plan. Still, Andy ignores his grandfather's angry words and makes up his mind to sell it. He posts an ad, and before long, he gets a call from someone who wants to buy it. But there's a catch: the buyer wants Andy to drive the truck all the way to his house because he is too busy to pick it up himself, and he lives far away. By pure chance, Andy discovers that Monica is going to perform live at a club in the exact same city where the truck buyer lives. His heart races with excitement. He decides to hit two birds with one stone, sell the truck and finally meet the woman of his dreams all in one trip. Andy calls the buyer and confirms, "I'll bring the truck myself." He studies the city map, packs up, and the next morning, informs his grandfather before setting off on this emotional journey. After a long drive, Andy finally reaches the city. That night, he heads straight to the club where Monica is set to perform. The place is buzzing with energy, lights flashing, music blaring, and a woman is dancing wildly on stage. Suddenly, another woman walks up to Andy and starts flirting. Andy, eager to see Monica, asks her when Monica is going to perform. But instead of answering, she leans in and says, "Buy me a drink first." Andy agrees, hoping to get some info. After the drink, she finally says, "Monica will be on stage soon." Then she adds, "If you pay me, you can sleep with me." Andy is shocked and immediately says no. At that moment, a group of men enters the club. Realizing Andy isn't interested, the woman ditches him and joins the newcomers. Then it happens. Monica steps onto the stage. Andy's eyes widen, he's in awe. He can't believe he's actually seeing her in person. She begins her performance. Andy is mesmerized, but he also sees the truth: Monica doesn't look like the goddess from the posters anymore. She's around 49 now, and the audience isn't captivated like before. Still, Monica gives it her all. But a few guys start mocking her performance, and it stings. Andy hears those nasty insults and instantly gets fired up. He confronts the men, and a heated argument turns physical. They start beating him up right there in the club. A bouncer quickly rushes in, breaks up the fight, and calls the police. The club owner, furious, looks at Monica and says, "This is your fault. That guy was fighting because of you." Monica's face turns red with anger. She rushes over to Andy, who's now surrounded by police officers, and asks softly, "Are you okay?" Andy nods, yes. When she finds out he has traveled from far away and isn't in any shape to return home, Monica decides to take him back to her place. At her home, they sit and talk. Andy opens up. He shares that his parents are gone, and he's been living with his grandfather ever since. Monica's heart sinks. She looks at him with sympathy and asks, "Why did you come to the club?" Andy replies, "I came to see you. I've been wanting to meet you for so long. I still can't believe I'm sitting here with you." Monica gently gives him medicine and starts tending to his wounds. Andy had always pictured her life as glamorous, dazzling, and full of joy, but reality hits hard. Monica is exhausted from everything. She's divorced, her daughter lives with her ex-husband, and now she's stuck in a painful custody battle. Age hasn't been kind to her in the public's eyes. She lost her old career and now dances in clubs just to survive. Monica dreams of leaving it all behind, starting fresh, and giving her daughter a better life. But society, it no longer sees her with respect. People judge her harshly, and that has shattered her confidence. Andy suddenly sees everything differently. The stars we admire on screen, they're just human. They hurt too. And Monica? Her pain touches something deep inside him. Later that night, Monica calls a cab so Andy can go home. But when she tries to wake him, he's fast asleep. She looks at him for a moment, then quietly lets him rest. She couldn't bring herself to disturb him. The next morning, something heartbreaking happens. Monica's ex-husband shows up with their daughter. With a cold voice, he says she's unfit to raise the child and claims she doesn't even want to stay with you. His words are sharp and cruel. Without letting Monica speak, he drives off. Monica stands frozen, then breaks down in tears. Andy watches all of this unfold from the window, his heart aching for her. When Monica walks back inside, trying to hold herself together, Andy softly says, "I'll leave after breakfast." They sit together, eat quietly, flipping through old photo albums. Andy enjoys every second. He wants to stay longer, but Monica gently tells him it's time to go. Andy picks up his bag, hesitates, and asks, "Can we meet again?" Monica stays silent. Andy walks out and drives away, his heart heavy. He heads to the man who wants to buy the truck. The man is ready with a check, but Andy shakes his head. "I need cash," he says firmly. The man replies, "Give me a few days. Come back later." Andy nods and leaves with the truck. He checks into a small hotel, but he can't stop thinking about Monica. Her face, her pain, it won't leave his mind. Unable to hold back, Andy goes to her house, but she's not there. Wandering the city in thought, he suddenly sees her stepping out of a store. Without thinking, he walks over and helps her with her shopping bags. Surprised, Monica stares at him. "What are you doing here?" she asks. Andy smiles faintly, still trying to sell the truck. "I'm staying in town a bit longer." They sit together in a quiet park, the sun low in the sky. Monica opens up. Her life has been a mess. She's struggling. She drinks a lot just to escape the pain. And that night, she drinks too much. So much that she can barely stand. Andy gently helps her up, supports her all the way home, and tucks her into bed like someone who truly cares. The next morning, Andy returns, but Monica isn't home. Her neighbor tells him she's gone to the school. Curious, Andy heads there and sees a heartbreaking scene. Monica is standing far away, watching her daughter from a distance. The little girl is waiting for her father. As soon as he arrives and takes her away, Monica's face crumples. She can't hold back her tears. Andy steps in, hugs her, and gently takes her home. Now Andy sees Monica for who she really is, not as a famous actress, but as a broken soul, a mother in pain, a woman just trying to survive. He never judges her past, not for a second. His kindness touches Monica's heart. They start spending time together, watching movies, laughing, sharing stories. Slowly, they become real friends. One day, Andy takes her camping to a peaceful, beautiful place under the stars. As they sit near the fire, Monica looks at him and asks, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Andy quietly replies, "No, I've never even been with anyone." She's surprised. That night, they grow close. For Andy, it's like his dream has come to life. For Monica, it's a rare and gentle moment of love and calm. The next day, Andy shows up with Monica's daughter. She's shocked. "What are you doing with her?" Monica asks, alarmed. Her daughter says, "He's my friend." Andy had made friends with the girl, just to bring this moment to Monica. He knew how much she missed her child. But instead of being happy, Monica panics. "You shouldn't have brought her here. If her father finds out, it'll be a disaster," she says, her voice filled with fear. Andy quietly says, "I just wanted to make you happy." But Monica snaps back, her voice cold and sharp, "You're not my boyfriend. I don't want to rely on anyone anymore. Forget whatever happened between us, and leave." Andy, his heart crushed, pleads, "But I care about you." Monica doesn't budge. "Just go." And just like that, Andy walks away completely shattered. He heads back to the man who wanted to buy the truck. "Sorry for the delay," Andy says softly. The man raises an eyebrow. "What kept you?" Andy answers with one heavy word, "A woman." The man leans in, curious. "Who?" Andy confesses, "I love her, but she's in a mess. I want to fix her world." The man nods and says, "Then do what feels right." But don't forget to use your head. Andy hands over the truck, collects the cash, and walks away with purpose. At the same time, Monica is preparing to shoot a video with a group of shady men. She doesn't want to be there, but she's desperate for money. She needs it to fight for her daughter's custody. Just then, Andy shows up quietly. He slips money to the men behind the scenes and passes Monica a note. It reads, "I called the police. Get out now." Monica steps outside for a smoke, trying to stay calm. Suddenly, sirens wail. The police rush in and start checking everyone. The men panic and flee the scene. But in the chaos, they realize who Andy really is. Andres. The officers bring him straight to Monica and say, "Keep an eye on him." Monica pulls him inside. Andy hands her the money with care. But Monica looks at him, heart torn, and says, "I need this, but I can't take it from you." She puts the money right back in his hands. Andy looks into her eyes and says, "Let's just leave me, you, and your daughter. We'll go far away and start a new life with this money." But Monica shakes her head softly. "I'm not right for you," she says. "We live into different worlds. I'm much older, and you're still so young. You deserve someone your age, someone who fits your life. Please, move on." Andy doesn't want to hear it, but Monica gently walks him to the door. She smiles sadly and whispers, "Thank you. You made me feel human again." Andy walks away with a broken heart. What he doesn't know, Monica later finds he left the money behind. Time passes. Andy travels to different countries trying to clear his mind. After a few months, he returns home. His grandfather lights up with joy seeing him again. Sometime later, Andy meets the girl who always secretly liked him. She proposes, and this time, he says yes. They begin a new chapter together, full of love and hope. And that's where this emotional journey ends.